Hi, my name's Keith Cooper for Northlight Images, and in this video I'm looking at some camera choices I've made recently. In particular, one that was enough of a change that somebody said, oh, so you're giving up on Fuji medium format's not all it's cut up to be, etc, etc, etc. No, this GFX100S with the 30mm tilt shift lens from Fuji is the absolute best tool I have for my architectural photography in terms of image quality, the lens usage, everything. It beats anything else I've got access to, hands down. So where's the problem? Well, my 5DS that I've used since 2015 recently had a few minor glitches with it, not sure what they were. That and also the battery that I'd got for it started to die. They go quite quickly sometimes. So it meant that I'm thinking, well, I might have to get this one repaired or I could replace it. It's a backup camera I use. It's certainly one I will take to places that I would not walk around with one like this. But what to get? Now, first up, I decided I'd get second-hand because for a camera like this, there's just no point in getting a new one. I can still get a new R5, for example. I could still pick up probably a nearly new 5DS. They're not long discontinued. But what to look at? Well, first of all, yeah, the Fuji's too big in some respects. Now, I've got adapters with this and I can use EF lenses on it. In fact, one of the best lenses I've got recently that I've used on the GFX is this Canon TSE50. Now, TSE50 is a stunning lens. It's really good even on the medium format sensor here. Remember, this is not full medium, this is like small medium format. Still, 100 megapixels, still pretty good. Easily usable with this lens. I really like using this lens because with the crop set, with the crop medium format sensor, so we call it that 33 by 44, I get a roughly equivalent field of view as to what I would from, I don't know, say a 39mm, 40mm lens with shift and tilt. Now tilt I don't use that much, do occasionally, but this works really. I've done stuff about these lenses, but anyway, TSE50 there. Now the TSE50 also works great on the 5DS, and I use that sometimes for rectified, verified view photography, a very specialized type of photography where you use a known lens, you set things up. It's used in planning and stuff like that. But those two work together. I knew that anyway. So one of the reasons I got it, because I could use it on both. Adapters, EF lenses, a lot of them work very well on this. So seems fairly straightforward, get another 5DS. But then I thought about it, things have moved on rather a lot. Now, I could have got, since I've gone second hand, I could have gone for a GFX50 or something like one of the older ones, because, I don't necessarily need the 100 megapixels. I read an interesting article, put a note to it in the links the other day, by Thom Hogan, who said that if you're using multiple cameras, you really want them to work the same. Now, if I was a sports photographer, a nature photographer, perhaps not a wedding photographer, but if I did any of these photography styles that really relied on good quality autofocus, knowing your camera functions inside out, then I would not be using a split system. But I'm an architectural photographer. Working in a hurry happens occasionally for me, but buildings don't move. I may have people walking. I just don't need it. I do industrial photography as well. Industrial, commercial photography doesn't need it. I know the camera systems. I've had no difficulty in using the 5DS and the Fuji as well. Because I've got years and years of experience of using Canons, going right back to a 1DS in 2004, I'm perhaps slightly feel more familiar and I find it easier, the menu system and stuff on the Canons, but I adapted very quickly to this. So, I don't have to get another Fuji. So the next thing is, what about an R5? Well, if any of you have spotted it, you'll know what the answer was. There is a used R5 that I got. Now, I got a good deal on that one. It's second-hand. It's got more signs of wear than any other camera I own, so it's used. I got it from Park Cameras in the UK. Yeah, plenty of people will supply used stuff. I mean, I've just dealt with them for years. I've bought kit off them for many years, so I'm quite happy to go with them. It's important that there are very few shops left that, proper camera shops. If you want gear repairing, it's even more difficult to find places. There are very few. All the old repair shops have gradually shut down. So no. But anyway, this one comes with got a 6-month warranty on it anyway. So there we have a R5. So good value. I'm not interested, since this is partly for the business, I could have afforded to get an R5 Mark II. Why would I get my R5 Mark II? The differences are not aimed at the likes of me. What I really want is something I can use as a backup for some jobs, a camera that is not too expensive that I worry about carrying it around some areas, like this, that just draws attention. This is huge. I mean, there is a matter of weight as well. I didn't notice this when I was using this recently on holiday. Much as I enjoyed using it, my shoulders, I noticed at the end of the day that I was carrying around this kit rather than the 5DS. So, weight-wise, a little bit of a difference usage. But in general, what's wrong with that? It's 45 megapixels. Now, I did, and this is one of the very first videos I did back in 2020, when Canon convinced me to start making videos. I thought, no, I don't want to do videos. They were right, I was wrong. And I did this, I borrowed from Canon an R5 and compared it to the 5DS. Now, I went back and read the article that goes with that. I didn't watch the video, it just made me cringe too much. I mean, I've made over 600 odd videos since then, so I'm hoping something has improved a little bit since that. But in looking at it, I realized that quite a lot of my reasons for not changing the 5DS to this were megapixels. It's virtually the same, makes no difference. Yes, image quality can be better than this for some images. There's a newer sensor, all the stuff like that. All the differences that I get between this and the R5 and the 5DS, I get more so with the GFX100S. The images I get from this, I can work on them a treat. But I said, this is my professional stuff. So is this, but it's different, it's the right tool for the right job. So I decided I was going to get the R5. Now, so I looked at it. What else has changed since then that meant I didn't bother getting, and you can pick up a 5DS really cheap. I mean, if you want a good DSLR and want resolution, yep, that's it. Canon have still not got round to making anything with more megapixels in it. I know people say, oh, megapixels doesn't matter, but for some things it really does. Particularly when you've got glass like this on front of a sensor like this, then it makes a difference. But really, I'm looking at this, what have I done? I've done lots more RF lens testing. Now, this was another bit that just nudged me towards getting the R5. I've had several lenses to test. This picture here, for example, is one I took when I was out the other day with this Bright Instar 9mm. It is an excellent lens. I've been testing this on the EOS RP that I use for shooting these videos. The quality of this was enough that I thought, oh, that'll be nice. I will actually use this 9mm lens and this together. This is just nice and convenient to go out with. And on the off chance, I've got better high ISO. This is f5.6, so you may well need higher ISOs. But on the off chance I want to go out and use ultra wide, I've got something that's easy to use. Cannot use this RF lens on the 5DS. That's hence why I was testing it on the RP. What else do I use the RP for? Well, obviously making these videos. The videos, I'm using an old Olympus 24mm f2.8 lens from a my OM system ones. I believe the one I'm using is one that used to be on my dad's camera years ago. I'm using that. I've got an EF to RF adapter, and there is an OM to EF adapter ring on that one there as well, which is what I'm filming this on. The videos. As I've made since that first video, one of those early ones, I've made well over 600 videos. My video editing has improved to some extent. I still don't use scripts. I have, a few bullet points on a board in front of me to make sure I don't wander off topic too much and I don't forget things. But I'm starting to notice some of the limitations in video editing. I would like to take, as the YouTube channel has grown, I'd like to take the YouTube stuff up a step. The video on this, no, I'm not going to go start making 4K videos and things, and or even very short 8K videos, which I presume you can do on this. You may remember when this came out, the assorted heating issues. But no, this has image stabilization, great for my photography. Don't know about the video about it, but say it gives me ways of expanding. So anyway, there we have a move. I can use, one other thing I should say that I've noticed in using this more, using the RF for lens testing, I've just got used to using an electronic viewfinder much more. The advantages that I felt at the time I still had using the viewfinder on the 5DS, they don't exist so much. Now, it could be changes in my eyesight. I've just got used to things. It just seemed a fairly natural move to go, and it's really not that much of a move to go from the 5DS as my backup camera to the R5. Now, what else can I do with the R5? I've got some macro lenses, various RF stuff I get asked to look at. I've got an ultra wide zoom tilt shift lens coming very shortly that I'll be able to put on this. Now, it's crop sensor, so it means I'm only 18 megapixels on this, but really, does that matter? No, it's good enough for testing. I've got that. Now, am I sticking with Canon? Yes. Am I looking forward to testing more stuff on this? Most definitely, because I do need sometimes excuses to get out and go and take photos. Sometimes it's a bit difficult as a pro photographer, working photographer, to actually sort of get the enthusiasm to do stuff other than what you've specifically been asked for. Things like this, I did a look with this. If you're interested in how you can use a 9mm rectilinear lens on full frame 35mm camera, I've got a video looking at that. I put notes in all the stuff. So there you go. No, I am not giving up on Fuji because it is great, and I am not giving up on Canon. I never was. So there we have it. Two cameras, very different in many respects, but both very high quality. They get me out taking pictures. Thanks again to Park Cameras, who I bought the camera off there. I haven't got discount codes or anything like that for you, just a company I've used for many years, and I'm happy to pass on their details. So hope that was of some interest. Thanks for watching.